The handstand push-up is a skill that I achieved without really training for it. As you can see right here, I can do 3 handstand push-ups. The first one looks clean, the second one looks okay, and the third one looks like a complete banana, because as your shoulders get more fatigued, your body is likely to compensate by rounding your back and turning you into a banana. This is just to show you that I'm by no means an expert in handstand push-ups. I'm still a beginner. All I want to do is show you what I did to achieve the handstand push-up, and hopefully my advice can help you as well. So, the secret of me achieving the handstand push-up without really training for it is developing a really good bent arm handstand press. Because the bent arm handstand press is basically just like a handstand push-up, just without the eccentric. Just for reference, here's how my bent arm handstand press looked 2 years ago, and here's how it looks now. As you can see, it's progressed quite drastically, which is the main reason why I can do a handstand push-up, because my body is used to pushing itself up from a bent arm handstand to a straight arm handstand, which is the motion of a handstand push-up. So, all I want you to get from this is that developing a solid bent arm handstand press will help you a lot in achieving the handstand push-up. Okay, let's move on to my handstand push-up journey. The first clip that I could find of myself doing some sort of handstand push-ups was back in April 2021, and these are wall handstand push-ups with my stomach facing the wall. As you can see, the form is quite bad. My elbows are flaring out and I could barely do 3 reps, so I'm quite weak at this point. I was only training for like a year before, so yeah. Next up is a handstand push-up from 2 years ago, and as you can see, I could barely do a half rep. I was able to hold a solid handstand consistently for 20 to 30 seconds, but I was still not able to do a handstand push-up because I just lacked the shoulder strength necessary. I remember how I was showing off to people that I could do a handstand, and all of them shouted, "Do a push-up, do a push-up!" And I tried it and I just immediately fell down to the ground because holding a handstand is much easier than actually doing a handstand push-up, because you have to balance yourself while in a handstand in bent arms, while having bent arms. While being in a handstand with bent arms, bro, I can't speak for shit. And push yourself back up into a handstand, which requires a lot of strength because you're pushing your entire body weight up. This is just to show you that holding a solid handstand doesn't mean that you can do handstand push-ups, because if you're holding the handstand with straight arms, like a completely straight handstand, then it requires almost no strength to hold it because your body is stacked up on your hands and all of your joints are stacked up, so it's really easy to hold that. But if you're doing handstand push-ups, you need to lean forward and keep your body straight. This requires a lot more strength from your shoulders than just holding a handstand. So don't think that developing a longer handstand hold will help you really much in achieving the handstand push-up. Of course, it's good to be stable in a handstand, but you need the necessary shoulder strength by pushing yourself up, not just holding a handstand. Okay, let's move on. The next video is a handstand push-up from 1 year ago, and as you can see, I was able to do a full range of motion handstand push-up. Just at the top, my body was in a complete banana shape because I wasn't strong enough just yet. And here's how my handstand push-up looks now. It's much cleaner than it was a year ago. My body is completely straight throughout the entire movement, and it's only slightly curved at the top. This whole journey for me took about 2 years, just because I wasn't training for the handstand push-up directly. So if you're training directly for it, and also consistently, it will only take you a couple of months. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you some exercises besides the bent arm handstand press to help you achieve the handstand push-up. So the first one, no, we're not talking about them just yet. First, we need to talk about the prerequisites for you to even start attempting the handstand push-up. The first prerequisite is a solid handstand, because if you can't do a handstand, you will not be able to do handstand push-ups, obviously. And the minimum hold time should be about 10 seconds, so you're able to actually balance yourself in the handstand position. The second prerequisite is 30 push-ups, and 20 dips with perfect form. Because if you're a beginner, you need to develop the shoulder strength before moving on to more advanced moves. And the third prerequisite is, what was it? A lot of patience. Because this skill will take a while. You will not be able to learn it in just 2 days. So you need to have the patience necessary for you to not quit and continue developing it, because this also applies to everything in calisthenics, because if you don't have the patience necessary, you will just train for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, see that you're not achieving the full skill just yet, and will just drop off because you will be like, fuck this, I don't want to wait so long. And this is only because the modern world has made you believe that everything has to be quick, fast, easy, and if it's not that, then it's not worth it. And this just fucks up your brain so much that, yeah, most people are not willing to work for hard things because it's too much work. But the fact that it's difficult and the fact that it will take a long time is what makes it valuable, because 99% of people will not be willing to work for it. So you have to be you have to be, yeah, you have to realize that the fact that it takes a long time and is difficult is a good thing, because that's what makes it valuable. If you could achieve the handstand push-up in 20 minutes, then it wouldn't be that cool. Like, it's just, yeah, I have nothing more to say. It would be just a basic skill, like, what's the point of it? Yeah. Okay, let's move on. So, the 4 exercises that I recommend you to do that I did as well are pike push-ups, handstand push-up negatives, wall handstand push-ups, and handstand push-ups with a band. First, let's start with the pike push-up. The pike push-up is an exercise that every beginner should be doing because it's the easiest overhead pressing movement in calisthenics, and it also correlates really well to the handstand push-up because your upper body moves through the same range of motion as in a handstand push-up. First, start with your feet on the floor, and as you get stronger, you can elevate your feet higher. And if you can't do a pike push-up with your feet on the floor, you should just stick to dips and push-ups because you're not ready for the handstand push-up just yet. The second exercise is a handstand push-up negative, and this is also a really good way to achieve the handstand push-up because you're moving through the same range of motion, just in the eccentric movement. All you need to do is lower yourself down to a bent arm handstand while being in a handstand as slowly and controlled as possible. The third exercise is wall handstand push-ups, and this is a really simple way to build a brute shoulder strength because you're basically doing handstand push-ups with your entire body weight, just without needing to balance yourself. And the fourth exercise is handstand push-ups with a band, and in my opinion, this is the best way to achieve the handstand push-up because you're literally doing the handstand push-up, moving through the same range of motion, and your body is in a straight line, like everything is the same, just the exercise is much easier because the band is assisting you. And at the beginning, you can work with a really thick band, which will make the handstand push-up really easy, but as you get stronger, you can move on to thinner and thinner bands. Another exercise that's worth mentioning is half reps of handstand push-ups because they're a good way to get the feel of being in a handstand with straight arms and then bending your arms, because balancing yourself with bent arms is actually quite different than balancing yourself with straight arms, because when you're with bent arms, your head is in front of your hands, which is, wait, right here, like that. Wait, you can't really see it. It's like, see, handstand, you go down, and it doesn't go down like this, because if it did, then your elbows will be flaring out, and that's just not correct. You need to keep your elbows tucked in, so your hands go in front of you. And yeah, that's why balancing yourself with bent arms is much more different than with straight arms, because your hands are in front of you and your body is diagonal. It isn't straight anymore. So yeah, this is about everything that I did to achieve the handstand push-up. I hope that this video was useful to you, and yeah, do these exercises, and also don't forget to sleep well, eat well, and you will achieve the handstand push-up in a couple of months, if you train consistently, of course. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, there's a link down in the description where I post my daily workouts and some calisthenics tips as well. And yeah, that's about it. I wish you good luck in your journey and have an awesome day. Peace!